We're going to do the Parasha Meditation of the last Parasha in the book of Shemot, which is often neglected because it comes together, Parashat Vayakel Pekudei, and also this year they come together. And so I want to give the last little Parasha a little bit of light. I'll shed some light on that. So it's also really interesting and unexpected how the book of Shemot ends with a lot of repetitions about materials, gold, silver, and copper. And you would expect this book of redemption, which the book of Shemot is called, to end in a great fanfare, perhaps with a revelation at Sinai or entering the Holy Land. But instead, there's actually two, both Vayakel and Pekudei. They're all about these materials, the amounts of each thing that's being used, etc. So why is all that? So the reason is that other nations were formed because they shared a language, a territory, or a culture. But the Jewish people, what makes us a people is that we share a connection with God. Our divine connection is what is the most central in Judaism. And this divine connection is expressed through the tabernacle and later the temple, because that's where Hashem reveals, through which Hashem reveals himself to all of us and through all of us as well. An entire purpose of the Jewish people is to make for Hashem a resting place in the lower world and within our own heart, which is also considered a mishkan, a tabernacle. So therefore, it makes really perfect sense based on this, that the culmination of the book of Shemot describes the mishkan and how Hashem's indwelling presence always rested upon it through the divine cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. And so when we perfect our character, we can make ourselves into a sanctuary and merit Hashem's presence throughout all of our life journeys. So, that's why when we learn about the tabernacle and the temple, it is not just about some strange building. It is really about our own heart, because our life journey parallels the journey of Israel. We're all on this ongoing journey, just like the Mishkan, that the Jewish people, the Israelites in the desert, they would carry it from place to place. They would pitch it at different places according to the directions of the cloud and a pillar of fire. And we may think that we choose our own path and we choose the stops on our way, but in reality, it's Hashem who guides us through the bumps and ditches in order to bring our final destination of actualizing our potential to rectify our character. So in the book of Shemot, we journey from the constraints of Egypt to the freedom and openness of the wilderness. We learn how Hashem's presence dwelled upon the Mishkan and guided all of our journeys through his cloud by day and a fire by night. And for the cloud of Hashem was upon the tabernacle by day, and there was a fire in it by night, in the view of all the house of Israel throughout all their journeys. So all the different stages of their journeys, even including all the places they encamped, they're all called Masa'ot. And Netivot Shalom explains that during our lifetime, every Jew passes through the same 42 stages of the Israelites' journey in the desert. When it says, these are the journeys of the children of Israel that went out of the land of Egypt, it includes actually the journeys of each and every Jew. From the moment that we emerge from our mother's womb until we return to the upper world. So it's not easy to be a Jew. We have a lot of journeys, a lot of tribulations, just like the Jews in the desert. Their journey was replete with snakes and scorpions. So is our life, filled with tests and difficulties. But if we have the will, then we can overcome all of these challenges with Hashem's help. And this, the Netivot Shalom says, applies specifically to the middle period of a person's life, which is the 40 years between the age of 40 until the age of 80. That's the time that is mainly dedicated to fulfill our purposes in this world. So, yeah. And our life's challenge also really is there that Hashem brings us through all of our stations. It's all there to rectify our character so we can become the people of God whose presence fills us, just like the Israelites in encampments were filled by the Shekhinah, the divine presence, when they surrounded the tabernacle in the desert. So the book of Shemot, it opens with the Egyptian exile, wherein the Jewish people, the Israelites, were like a fetus within the mother's womb. And it describes all the ups and downs that we experience in the wilderness. Some places we achieved spiritual elevations, and others were spiritual decline, when we complained, etc. But generally, the journeys of the Israelites helped them reach a higher level to fulfill their mission as the chosen people, experiencing Hashem's presence as it was revealed through the Mishkan, the tabernacle. And so we too have that opportunity to arrive at our goal of becoming who we're meant to be, completely cleaving to Hashem as we go through all the stations in our life's journey. So now we come to the meditation. Make yourself comfortable in your chair, on cushion. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths. Turn your awareness to your relaxed breathing and allow yourself to relax even more. Envision your life journeys with the ups and downs like a video clip before you. Tune into some of the great highlights of your life, such as your first day at school, your high school graduation party, your engagement, if you did get engaged, in a wedding, if you got married, the birth of your first child, if you are a mother. Allow some of these great memories to pass before you and recall the pleasurable feelings you experienced then. Bring these good feelings into your eyes and ears. Can you recall the scent of any of these pleasurable memories? Can you remember something that tasted so good associated with any of these milestones in your life? Bring the good feelings into your heart and spirit. Allow yourself to re-experience the happiness you felt then. Channel the good feeling into all of your body, all the way down to your toes. The happy memories of your past are still part of you. You can relive them and squeeze the last drops of pleasures out of them. Now recall some of the hardships and challenging journeys of your life. It could be a broken relationship, or the loss of a loved one, a serious illness, or even just a job rejection. Allow some of these trying memories to pass before you as a video clip and recall the hard feelings you experienced then. As you remember some of the challenging events in your life, tune into the lessons you learned from them. Did any of these experiences make you more compassionate towards others? Did they help you to rectify any character flaw? While remembering challenges and tests that you went through and how you grew from each challenge, recall those tests that you didn't pass in the very best way. Imagine such a test reoccurring in your life. How would you tackle it this time in a much better way, with love, generosity, and compassion, and without jealousy, anger, and depression? Remember, every unpassed test will eventually repeat itself in different ways. If you didn't pass the particular test, it will reoccur in your life again and again until you learn from it and respond in the way you are meant to respond. Hashem, in His great kindness, will not let you go until He allows you to become the very best person that you can be. As the many memories of your past journeys pass before you, both positive and negative, contemplate on how all of them together made you the person you have become today, and resolve to continue to learn and grow from the remaining journeys of your life. So, this is the end of the book of Shemot, which ends with, "Make for me a sanctuary, and I will dwell among them." Our purpose as Jews is to transform ourselves into a sanctuary for Hashem's indwelling presence. When Hashem is with us, we don't have to be afraid of snakes, of scorpions, of terrorists. Hashem not only save us from physical dangers, Bezrat Hashem, He will also protect us from all the tests of life that we face, including negativity, anger, and jealousy. The book of Shemot concludes, "For the cloud of Hashem was upon the tabernacle by day, and there was a fire in it by night, in the view of all the house of Israel throughout all their journeys." We too can merit the protection of the divine cloud by day and the divine fire by night when we build a sanctuary within ourselves. Bezrat Hashem, and I bless all of us that we'll be able to do so.